I've probably spent more hours playing the various Smash Brothers games than I have any other game in my life as a gamer. Ever since Smash Bros. 64, it's been a staple of my library, and I've built friendly rivalries with my close friends. Even now, my friends and I will occasionally get together for some friendly competition and drinks. And there are a lot of things that make Smash Bros. Special, and its versatility is only one of the factors in it becoming such a widespread success, and by extent, kind of creating its own genre. Nowadays, with the advent of indie games, there have been a number of games that try to capture the wonder and tight gameplay of the series. Not a lot of them really nail it or manage to make the gameplay their own, but Dan Fernacci's Rivals of Aether is the best Smash-like that I've played, and I've played a lot of them. Dan Fernacci, the developer of Rivals, has been a fan of Smash Bros. Since long before he began development of Rivals. Starting with Brawl, he eventually moved on to Melee, and at one point created a kind of demake of Smash Bros. Styled as if it were a Smash Brothers game on the original Game Boy. Then, in April 2014, he began development on Rivals of Aether. Inspired by a lot of Smash Bros. Melee and a bit of his own demake, Super Smash Land, Rivals pulls a lot of keys from Smash while switching things up in all the right places to make something truly unique in a genre of clones with varying degrees of quality. What's so great about Rivals of Aether is that it pulls heavily from Smash Bros. Without feeling like a flat clone. It has most important elements of the Smash core, platform fighting, directional moves, and a percentage-based damage system. But as you dig into and learn about the game, you'll find that Rivals has a lot less in common with Smash Bros. Than you'd think at first glance. There are subtle things like wall jumps being a big part of recovery. There's no ledge grabbing, no shields, and no actual grabs. Even without these little tidbits that are important to the Smash formula, Rivals manages to stay well-balanced and entirely skill-based. Twists on gameplay standards aren't just limited to game-wide mechanics. For example, some of the characters actually play on the formula. Most notably is Raster, the bird dude, and the fact that his specials really only work in the air, and that he has a minor bit of field manipulation, where other characters use their ground specials, he doesn't. It really breaks the mold and it mixes things up. Because of the game's high skill ceiling and relatively low barrier to entry, Rivals has been received pretty well and has an almost cult following, much like its progenitors. Unsurprisingly, Rivals has actually had spots at a few major tournaments in the past years, including EVO as a side event. Of course, the game has local multiplayer. You can play it with up to 4 players, you can play in teams, and you can have just as much fun as you would in Smash. It makes for a good mix-up game, a good game to spice up a party and show friends who enjoy Smash. There are some plans to add more characters, but not until after release and the game's meta has had time to evolve. Instead of the regular DLC format that additional characters tend to take in fighting games, the idea here is for characters to be patterned more like expansions, with a balance update shortly after releases to kind of help the meta develop again. You can pick up Rivals of Aether on Steam for about 15 bucks. It launches on the 28th of March, so it's coming up. So, if you're excited, if you like Smash Bros, if you have friends to play this with or not, this is definitely one for you to check out. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Indie Bytes. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to do the YouTube stuff and to share this video around. Be sure to check out the Indie Bytes Twitter and Facebook pages too. That's it for now. I'll see you next time. Bye!